What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Friday. May Actually, is it Friday? Oh my goodness. No,
Saturday.
it's Saturday. That's right. It is Saturday, May 23rd, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here, and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very special guest that's on with me today. It's a rarity that I get to bring guests on here that went to the same school that I did, which is Kennesaw State University. I love bringing on people on here. Not only did he go to the same school, but also have the same kind of journalism background as I have. His name is Byron Terry, and we're going to talk to him about his why of getting into journalism, getting into sports, getting into media, but we're also going to ask him some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce you the wonderful, the talented Byron. Welcome to the podcast.
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you, my man. It's been a long time coming because, like I said, we've been following each other for quite some time. Obviously, you've been doing work with the Marietta Daily Journal. I did work with the Marietta Daily Journal. I'm pretty sure you know about the Cherokee Tribune Ledger as well, which is kind of like a sister type of publication with the Marietta Daily Journal as well. But I know you also do some work now. So, my first question to you, as it always is, Byron, with everybody that comes here on this podcast is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations, maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for wanting to get into sports and journalism?
Mm, that's a good question. My why to why I wanted to get into sports journalism, really just because I'm a really big sports fan and just growing up, I always felt like I could really break the game down, especially football, being that that's my main sport. And growing up, people would always ask me like, "Hey, what do you think about this football game? What do you think about this team?" And I'm thinking like, "Okay, well, I can talk sports a little bit." And then I finally started talking sports, really just doing sports media work, probably a little bit in college, but more so after college.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how it started.
So tell me about your background as far as where did you grow up? Did you play sports growing up? I know you said football was your number one love, but did you play other sports as well?
So I played football growing up. I didn't play any other sport but football, and I wish I would
Wow.
have played other sports. I wish I would have played basketball growing up. I wish I would have played baseball. I wish I would have played soccer. I wish I would have played everything. But football, I just loved football so much, and so I just wanted to
Mhm.
stick with that. But I'm from McDonough, Georgia. I played football in McDonough Youth Association for youth football back in 2006, 2007, and 2008. And then I took a year off of football in 2009, and then I came back and like because in 2010 we didn't have a sixth grade team at the school I was at, I don't think. So then in 2011, seventh grade football started playing there. 2012, same thing, and then I transferred to Eagles Landing Christian Academy from regular Eagles Landing, and then I played football there. Was a part of two state championship winning teams, and I had some
Wow.
offers at some smaller schools, but I was at one school called Brevard College for a little bit, and then I left there, and then I basically decided like, I want to do some other things besides play football, and so I got really big into writing, especially in 2018. I had a story that I wrote called Bounce Back, and it just talks about just perseverance and just overcoming a lot of things, especially just within sports and in life. And then that story did really well, and a lot of people gravitated towards it. It talks about mental health in sports too. So I was like, okay, well, I think I'll continue this whole writing thing, and I just kept at it, and here we are. But the story goes is I saw a story in the Players Tribune about Tyrann Mathieu, who's one of my favorite NFL players. He's retired now, but it was at the
Right.
time when he was saying that he was going to the Texans or leaving the Texans to go to another team or something like that. And I was like,
Hmm.
wow, that's pretty cool. I wish I had a story in the Players Tribune, but I'm like, I'm not famous enough for that yet, so I just have to write my own. And so then I wrote the story, Bounce Back, and then after that, I just kept at it, and here I am.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and no doubt. I definitely heard about that bounce back story, no question about it. And I did have a question, and we're gonna get to that for sure later on in the conversation. We definitely gonna get to that. For those of you that will watch this that don't know who Tyrann Mathieu is, nickname is the Honey Badger. Went to LSU. Okay, was a defensive back. Is a Super Bowl champion, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Played for several different teams, but he's a big time defensive player, no question about that. So I totally understand that. I want to ask this bonus question because I love asking this question, especially the Kennesaw State people that I do have on here. I don't get many. What is your favorite place to go at Kennesaw State University? For me, it was always I love the green. Obviously the green, as you know, that big wide green area, but I also had another favorite place, and that was when I stayed on campus. We used to go all the way down and play pool at the little spot. It used to be called the Hoot. When I went there, the Hoot, where you would get after hours food, you would go play the pool, you would watch TV, kick it with friends. Where's your favorite spot at?
Mm, my favorite spot at Kennesaw State probably would have been either the Student Center or I would say the basketball arena, because I would go to the
Mm.
basketball arena a lot, and most of the time I would just go in there after class and just sit there and just think and just chill and just sit in the bleachers and just be on my laptop doing work or on my phone, just being on social media and just looking around, like, kind of as a way to decompress a little bit. So I'd probably say the basketball arena and the student center, same thing.
I feel that. I feel that. The Convocation Center is definitely a special place, no question about that. Where our basketball and volleyball games are, for sure. So I love that. I love that. I want to ask you some favorite questions, but before I get to these favorite questions, you talked about going to you had a college stop before you went to Kennesaw State University. What made Kennesaw State University your second choice? And did you have any other schools in mind that you were going to go to before you decided to go to Kennesaw State?
So Kennesaw State was like the third school I went to, but I
Wow.
like when I went to Brevard, it was more so like I wasn't there long. And
Okay.
then when I left, I went to so that I call that like a red shirt year. But so when I went to like
Hmm.
really went to school, it was at Point University, and they had a satellite
Oh,
campus
yeah.
in Peachtree City, Georgia, that I attended. They have one near Alabama too, but I went to the one in Peachtree City, and I was there from 2018 to like May 2020, and then
Okay.
the schools I were choosing to transfer to, it was between. Oh,
Oh, all right. Uh-oh. That's all right. That's all right. We kind of lost BT, Byron Terry, obviously sports journalist out of Kennesaw State University here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. So we are rocking with BT right now as he is telling me about his college choices, as Kennesaw State was his third school that he decided to go to. So definitely going to get him back on here and be able to hmm, see what's good. But let's see. Mm, let's get back into it. Let's get back into it. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Work Hard, Play Harder, the podcast. I'm here with Byron Terry, sports journalist here, alumni of Kennesaw State University, which is my school as well. I'm an alumni there as well. So we were just talking about his college choice and how he had went to school for football. He stayed there pretty much as a redshirt year, then went to Point University for a couple of years there, and then he made his transition to Kennesaw State. So we were talking about his reasoning of why he chose to be Al. So Byron, take it away.
For sure. My bad, y'all. I got disconnected. But so while I was at Point University, so it was about in May 2020, I was like, okay, I need to figure out what school I want to transfer to. And the two choices came to Kennesaw State. It came down to Kennesaw State and Georgia Southern.
Mm,
And I was just weighing it out, and I'm like, okay, well, Kennesaw State is closer to home. It's more convenient. I have a lot of friends there, but also had a lot of friends at Georgia Southern also. But I felt like I could make a bigger impact at Kennesaw State just on campus and on the school in general. And so I thought, okay, I'd rather go there. And then that was that. So I declared to go to transfer to Kennesaw State in July of 2020, or maybe August. I want to say July though. So and that's why I chose Kennesaw State.
Did you have any? Because around that time, Byron, obviously March of 2020 is when we shut down, when the pandemic was shutting down and the pandemic was going on. And I was going to Kennesaw State at that time too, because I had graduated with my undergrad in 21 of July. Did you have any classes where you were going inside of the class? And talk about your experience dealing with that, because I know my experience was crazy. Going into classrooms, we were super separated. Only like 5 of us was allowed in the classroom at a time. Like talk about your experiences.
So when everything got shut down, I was still at Point University, but I remember in March of 2020, it was like the last day at Point University in person, and we had no idea. I didn't have any idea, so it's just, we get it. COVID is going around, but we were making sure everything was all right. And then I remember my last day, I think it was March 22nd of 2020, and next thing I know, they're like, "Hey, we're going all online now." And so I was like, "Uh-oh," I was like, "Dang, that's crazy."
Right.
And then when I first got to KSU, I wasn't on campus that first year in 2020. I wasn't there for that first semester of fall of 2020, so like August 2020 onward. I wasn't there. I actually had knee surgery the month prior in July of 2020. And so I had knee surgery and I wasn't gonna be on campus because like I didn't want to go around walking around on crutches and everything. I didn't really know where to go and
For
it was
sure.
just it was just too much. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll just do my rehab and everything at home and then just do the classes online. So my first semester as a Kennesaw State student, I was doing online classes until that spring semester when I first got on campus.
Okay. Okay. And the knee surgery, was that because of football, or was that trying to clean up what happened with football, or was it something else?
It was something else. I actually remember, so I tore my meniscus in my right knee in between like November of 2019
Hmm.
and like maybe March or May of 2020, and I had no clue when I did it. All I knew was my knee is sore, but I kept playing basketball and other sports, but because it wasn't really bothering me. But I saw something on my knee, and I'm like, dude, what is this?
Right.
And I thought it was just like fluid built up, and the whole time it was my meniscus. And so I got an MRI, and they're like, hey, you have a torn meniscus, you got a sprained ACL, you have this and this and this. And I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. And so I ended up getting the surgery in July and everything was fine. I had to do some rehab for some months and then after it healed, just kept doing rehab and everything. And then I was right back at it in that January pretty much. So,
Okay.
but I was good to go. So,
Okay. Well, glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear everything went smooth with that, obviously. That's what's up. I appreciate that. I want to ask you some favorite questions. And you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay, so here we go. What is Byron's favorite meal that he likes to cook?
well, I don't really cook that much. Kind of embarrassing. My form of cooking is putting things in the microwave, but I do got to learn to cook more than the basics like eggs and stuff like that. But I would say my favorite meal overall would be steak and lobster tail
Mm,
with some type of vegetables, probably broccoli or zucchini or something like that, or asparagus with some potatoes.
I'm with you on that, my boy. A lot of protein up in that thing. I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. Now, how do you like your steak?
Well done. I think I forgot how I like my steak, but I like it well done. I think it's, I mean, it's something. I don't like it too like crunchy. You know, I want to be able to like eat the steak, chew the steak, but I'd probably say well done or medium well, something like that.
Yeah, I'm totally a medium well. I don't mind a little blood. Medium rare is fine. Cause you know, it's the juices, you know, when you get it well done, which I don't mind it well done either, but when you get it well done, you got to put a lot of sauce on it to be able to, you know, taste that sauce. You know what I mean? That A1 sauce, or some people like to use barbecue sauce, however they like to use their steak, but I'm a huge steak lover, so I love that. And tacos. Those are my two favorites that I could whip up pretty good. No question. Okay. I'm with you on that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
So I've only attended two concerts in my almost 27 years of living. One of which was Avril Lavigne in
Wow.
2005,
Wow.
and and then Travis Scott in 2018. So I'd probably say Travis Scott in 2018.
I'm about to say because you were just what a second grader going to Avril Lavigne. I was like, man, that's
Yeah,
super young.
yeah, for sure. I was like six.
Okay, we'll go to Travis Scott. I mean, he used to have a show called Astro World, which he used to do down in Texas predominantly where he's from. So yeah, I definitely know about Travis Scott. I love that. I love that you went to that concert though, because he's pretty dope live. No question about that. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
No, this is easy. Orlando, Florida.
Wow, very touristy
Easy.
place, no question. Talk to me. Why is that your favorite place?
I really like Orlando just because I really like the area, and then I also really like Disney and Universal. I wasn't always a big Disney and Universal fan, like a general fan, but not really. But my girlfriend got me into Disney and Universal and everything, and so since then I've been there. Well, I went there one time for my senior trip in high school, and then I didn't go again until like 2022 and then in 2023, and so I've just loved it down there. But I like other places too that I've been to in Florida, like Gainesville, Florida, because I'm a Florida Gator fan. And so I really like it down there. So it's
Oh,
always love with them. But yeah, I'd probably say that.
well,
But I haven't been to any places like I haven't been to Louisiana. I've never been to California. I've never been to New York. I've only kind of been in like the SEC per se.
sure.
So I gotta get out more.
I would say, yeah, a little bit. You got to branch out just a little bit more, BT, but that's okay. That's all right. But first of all, shout out to your girl. No question about that. I know she's absolutely lovely because you are too. No question about that. But next up, did I just hear a Georgia native say that he was a Florida Gator fan?
Yep, sure did, sure did.
Oh my goodness. God bless your heart. God bless your heart. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. That is well, listen, I guess we can agree on something because you know we both dislike Tennessee. How about that?
Fair, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Have you ever been to a Florida Georgia game in Jacksonville?
I haven't. I haven't.
My boy. It's well, first of all, they're actually moving it now. They're actually moving it a little bit closer. I don't know if you heard about this or saw it, but now the game is actually going to be at the Mercedes Benz next year. Which obviously is a lot closer to Atlanta, which will be great for all the people in Georgia. They can go down there and do their thing. So and rightfully so. Because listen, in Jacksonville every single year, that's not really a neutral site. I mean, Florida is in Jacksonville. It's easy for Florida to get there. Moving to Georgia, or will you try to go to that game?
Mm, I'm not sure. It's a possibility because I've been to Florida games before, and I've been to some really good games, but not really too big of like the crazy games like the Tennessees or the rivalry games against Georgia or somebody like that or Kentucky or anybody. So I definitely want to see about getting out there.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Now we are sports people, Byron. So I'm going to ask you a two-part sports questions. Here's the first part. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV. Here's the second part. Favorite sport you like to attend in person. They could be the same sport.
Hmm, that's a good one. Um, I probably say favorite sport to watch on TV is football,
Hmm.
but favorite sport to attend, probably basketball.
Okay, I'm with you on that, and I'm with you on that because I absolutely agree with what you just said. Basketball is actually my favorite sport. Football is number two for me. Who is your favorite basketball team?
My favorite basketball team, I'm a little all over the place, but I like the Lakers. I've been a Lakers fan since they lost in the championship against the Celtics back in 2008. That's
Yeah.
kind of when I became a fan after they lost.
Hmm.
And so, but other than them, uh, I would say I'm a fan of the Atlanta Hawks just because, I'm from Georgia, but I like to watch other teams too. I like to watch Golden State a lot. I like to watch Houston Rockets, um, and other teams, but I'd probably say the Lakers and the Hawks would be my favorites.
I feel that. Now listen, I'm from California, so you already put a smile on my face, Byron. There's no question about that. I'm a huge Lakers fan. I mean, I grew up in the Kobe and Powell era, so I totally understand that. Totally get that, and I was heartbroken and crushed in 2008 when we lost to the Celtics. No question about it. Only two times I've ever cried. Actually, watching sports was one when they lost to the Celtics, and then two when my Chargers lost to the Patriots back in '06, the San Diego Chargers, when they lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots. We were the best team, best year. LT is my favorite football player of all time. That's the year he won MVP. I cried because I knew if we couldn't win that year, we're not going to win. We're just not going to win because that was the best year we ever had as a franchise for sure. So I got it. Last of the favorites. Now, as you know, being down there in Atlanta and Kennesaw, Georgia is known for their foods. Okay, they known for some good food places down there. There's no question about it. Okay, and I know about that too, being down there multiple years. But I want to know from you, what is your favorite restaurant to go out and eat at?
Favorite restaurant to go out to eat? I'd probably say Red Lobster
Mm.
or like Ale House or something like that. I'm a big Red Lobster fan, big Ale House fan, but Red Lobster is my favorite restaurant ever. So
Okay, okay. Now I'm a huge Texas Roadhouse fan, and for those of you that don't know Texas Roadhouse, y'all need to go there and try them cinnamon buns, because them cinnamon buns is off the hook. I'm just telling y'all that right now. Okay, and that's even before you get the food. Now, I'm also a huge Papados fan. Do you like Papados?
I've only been there like once
Oh, okay, okay. Because
or twice or twice.
I'm a huge Papados fan. Now, Red Lobster, they got the cheddar biscuits. That's pretty good. I like the cheddar biscuits. Now, are you a person that when you go to Red Lobster, do you have to get the lobster tail? You be cracking the lobsters and the juices be going everywhere. You know, they give you the little thing to put on and stuff, and they give you the gloves. Are you that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I need like the gloves and the bib and anything like that, but I definitely get the lobster tail when I'm there. I have to.
Okay. Say less. Yes, my mother's a huge lobster tail person. Like, I also want to ask this bonus one. Have you been to the Juicy Crab?
I have.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. So you know what it is. Okay. I like that. I like that. All right. That's what's up. Now, I want to get into your day to day operations. I'm a freelance journalist, but I also teach. So I'm a substitute teacher as well. So in the daytime, I teach K through 12. I recently just got my master's back in December of 25. So now I'm able to do substituting, and I do 3 different districts. And I love it. I love just teaching the little ones and stuff like that. And eventually, I want to get to the level of collegiate where I'm teaching journalism as well. But as a freelancer journalist, I should say, you're calling around to different publications, networks, trying to see what games you can cover, trying to see what stories you can pitch, trying to see what you can do or what you can have. I want to know, what is your day-to-day operations? What do you do? And how long do you go for as far as how long do you work, and stuff like that?
Got you, got you. Well, one, I want to say congratulations on getting your master's back in December 25. That's
Thank you.
dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Um, but I would say my day to day would probably just be, mm, I'd say getting up, working out, going to the gym, stuff like that. And then I would say I would write a few articles for a few different publications and then just sending out just like my demo and resumes to other publications and everything. And then I would say just working in like parks and recreation type of stuff and just like sports operations types of things.
Mhm.
But that'd be it. I mean, really, I'm just grinding every day, and just writing articles and just finding ways to get better and just making content on my own, doing my own podcast, reaching out to people to be a guest on the show. And like I said before, making sports media content and just sharing my resume, demo, and everything, just with other publications and companies, and just grinding. That's really all I can describe it.
No, I love that and love that. And listen, by the way, for your podcast, if you need a guest, I certainly wouldn't mind being a guest on there. I'm just throwing that out there. No questions about that for sure. Um, I would love to know, what is your podcast about?
So my podcast is called the BJT Show, and BJT is my initials and sort of branding, but it's about a little bit of everything. I don't just do podcast episodes on there. I kind of do, sometimes I give breakdowns, sometimes I give analysis from when I did broadcasting or analysis in general about sports. And then I'll post vlogs on there and different like YouTube shorts or reels or whatever. And but then I also have like an interview segment where I interview like current and former college and pro athletes and just people in sports and whatnot, or business owners. Doesn't have to just be sports, but I'd probably say that.
Okay, I like that. I definitely got to check that out for sure. No question about that. Now, it's a great segue because I love the fact that you say grinding, writing different articles for different publications. Because again, when you are a freelancer, you're trying to create content, you're doing that. You're definitely busy every single day trying to, write the most interesting articles, trying to reach out to different publications. That, hey, I'll cover this, I'll do this, I'll do this, I've done this. You're trying to build your portfolio. I know for me, obviously, me getting business cards, me going to sporting. I would say career fairs. This particular year, um, I'm going to go to the NBA career fair in Vegas. And the reason why I want to go there is I want to pass out cards. I want to be able to let them know what I do, what I've done, and stuff like that. Going to the NHL draft. The NHL draft is actually here in Buffalo this year, and I'm in upstate New York, so I want to go there. Possibly try to get a spot in the NHL. I love hockey, no question about that. But I also want to network with the different people there. So the networking part is so essential, especially if you go to some of these conferences, and some of these places to go to be able to pass out your cards and pass out your resume and be able to do that. So I encourage all people that's in not just journalism, but just any kind of sports or any kind of thing that you want to do. Check out these podcasts, conferences, and career fairs if you can, because the networking it could definitely help you. It can hook you up. I know I've gotten the past 2, 3 jobs being able to just network simply, which is amazing. So I love that. But it's a great segue, Myron, because I want to ask you about mental health and work-life
Mm.
balance. You wrote about it in Bounce Back, and mental health. A lot of journalists have stepped away from this industry because their mental health was affected. A lot of journalists have also stepped away because of work-life balance. To me, in my opinion, I don't think you can ever have a perfect balance in this industry. It's very hard. Um, but I want to hear from you. What, or I should say, how do you keep your mental health strong, but still try to have that work-life balance? Because, bro, you seem like a wonderful dude to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you. If I was in Georgia, I certainly would. But you also seem very dedicated and also seem very passionate about what you do as far as sports journalism and journalism as a whole. So talk to me. How do you keep your mental health strong without being overwhelmed?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hmm. I would probably say just taking the necessary time away from just sports and journalism in general and go do something else that I like to do, like exercising or finding hobbies that are outside of like my profession and just kind of balancing it out, but still just being dedicated and everything and just kind of structuring it in a way to where everything is organized. Like, okay, this time I'm gonna do all the work I need to do or I'm supposed to do at this given time. And then after that, I'm gonna go do something else and try not to, have them conflicting with each other. Because there's been times where I've been places and I'll see a job application. I'm like, I'll stop everything I'm doing just to apply to that job, and then networking and doing all this stuff. But I think the more I've learned is to just kind of like, there's a time and place for everything, and just be where your feet are. So if I'm out hanging out, I need to be there hanging out and not necessarily worried about sports, journalism, or media, or writing this or writing that, or applying for this or applying for that, and just trying to just be where my feet are and just know all that stuff is going to be there when it's there. So,
I like that. Be where your feet are. Definitely a first here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I've not heard that saying before, but I do like it. And you do have to be where your feet are, right? Because your time is your time. Your journey is your journey. It's very easy to look at somebody else and try to emulate or, be curious or, just be like, man, well, why am I not where he is or she is or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So everybody's path is different. And I love that. I love to be where your feet are for sure. But again, it's a great segue because now I want to ask you about advice, right? What is some advice that someone has gave you or I would say this, not that. We'll get to that. What is some advice that you would give someone that wants to be in sports journalism, that wants to pursue the same career that you are trying to pursue, that might be coming into college, or that might be just graduating college, right? In their early 20s, or maybe a young 18, 19-year-old that might be coming into school for their freshman year.
so I have this. So I have a blog where I write. Just it's my personal blog. I don't just talk about sports on there, but talk about a little bit of everything. But on the blog, it has a story called "The Reality of Working in Sports." And so I would really suggest to everybody to read that. It has a few thousand views on it now. It's been doing really well. A lot of people have been able to like gravitate towards it and relate. And it doesn't talk just about just in sports, but just graduating from college and getting a full-time job within your degree field, not necessarily sports. So I would direct them to that. But also, I would say network while you're in college and get the experience while you're in college. Just reaching out and just trying to get that different experience in sports, whatever mean of sports or field of sports that you want to do. And because I thought, well, I'm still at the time I thought I'm still in college. I haven't graduated yet. People aren't going to take me seriously, so I'll just wait until after I graduate, and then I'll network, and then I'll do this and build a portfolio and build more of a portfolio because I was doing that already. But I'll do all this even more after I graduate, and then because I felt like people wouldn't take me serious without graduating first. And so I would say just network and get as much experience as you can while in college, and I guess. The same thing people have told me, just to run your own race and not really worry about too much of the external or what everybody else has going on, and just focus on what you're doing and just get better.
Great advice. That's great, Brian. It really is. And I really appreciate that answer. It's a question worth asking, right? Because a lot of people, I think the one thing that I have given advice on, especially to younger kids that I know of, is that there's so many different jobs in this industry field. Don't be fixated on just one. Try to be a Swiss Army knife. Learn as much as you possibly can, right? It's not just writing. It's not just broadcast. You could be a director. You could be a producer. You could be behind the camera. You could be a reporter out in the field or with a team, a PR company. It's just so many different jobs in journalism, like you said, not just sports, but that you want to be able to try to learn as much as you can in this craft. And don't just be fixated on one thing because you never know what companies and jobs are looking for. And I know the second thing that I typically have said is don't get discouraged with no's. you're going to receive a lot more no's in this industry than you'll ever receive yeses, is what I'll always tell people for sure. 1000%. I know when I graduated, it took me 4 months. Sometimes it takes people longer. It took me 4 months to get a job offer. And I got a whole bunch of no's. I can remember I wrote down the number of applications I did, which was 450 of applications that I did. And I started that actually during my senior year, which was in that spring of 21, entering the summer of 21, where I had my final 5 classes, and then in after that, doing more applications. But November was when I had a real serious offer, and then obviously I didn't start till a couple months after that when I relocated to Minnesota. So, um, I love that advice. I really do. I got a bonus question for you again because I want to ask you, what were your two favorite classes at Kennesaw State University? And I'll give you my two favorite classes, which was in my major. But go ahead.
I would say this was in my major, but kind of doesn't really count towards it. But it was a basketball class, and I really enjoyed the basketball class. That I even took it. I took it twice, just because I loved it that much. And then the coach who would teach the class, Coach Tilly, who's coached college basketball before, I believe, at Truett McConnell. I think some at Kennesaw State too.
Yep.
And so I think they even named the court after him in at Truett McConnell. And so Coach Tilly, really cool dude. And so it was always a fun time in that class. I learned a lot. And another class I would say I really liked was sports media and information. So I think that'd probably be the other class I really like too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely know about both of those classes. I would say my two favorite classes that I had, no question, was the interviewing class. That was one of my favorite classes, and took that in the social science building, which obviously you know about the social science building, which is one of my favorite buildings to go into. No question about that. That class was just amazing because it was about 15 to 20 of us. And obviously I am a huge advocate on interviewing and doing things with people in a face-to-face type of interaction. I love it. That's probably something I would personally teach. I think I can definitely do that. Now my second class that was probably one of my favorite classes for sure, was news reporting and writing. And I took that with Mr. Burton Speakman. And I remember him being one of my, he was actually very, very hard on me in that class. And he was like, you know what? You got talent and you're kind of pissing it away. And I was like, say what? I was like, excuse me, sir. He's like, yeah, yeah, you're very talented, but you just don't apply yourself. And he was the first teacher that I had that really pushed me because I was still in the mode of when I was going to classes. I was still in the mode of, okay, do I want to do broadcast or do I want to write? I'm not sure. I like to write, but I just don't know how to do it on a really good basis yet. And he was like, "Your writing is good, grammar style. Yeah, we could work on that, but you just get lazy sometimes with your writing." And I was like, "Okay." He was the first teacher that kind of pushed me, so I remember that. And he said, "It seems like you like a challenge." And I was like, "Yeah, I sort of do." But most people do. Most people do in sports. They definitely want to be pushed. There's no question about that. So I remember those two classes for sure. But I had to ask that for sure. Do you have any memories from your time at Kennesaw State that you remember, like having serious fun? I'm not sure if you lived on campus or not, or lived in apartments by campus. I know I did. I lived in apartments by campus, but I remember there was a couple times there was some memorable times at Kennesaw State. What about you?
I would probably say the most fun times I had at Kennesaw State were probably the intramurals,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
playing like flag football and softball and everything, and just going out there competing and just having a good time. It was great.
I definitely enjoyed watching the intramurals. I would definitely say like the casino nights. the college events was definitely something that I had a lot of fun. When you bring all the like grades together, especially the kids that lived on campus, and the campus parties was just they were epic. I mean, they were just absolutely epic. No question about that. They were a fun time. No question. And obviously the reason why I love this so much is because we would go, we would party, we would do our thing. And you know the Waffle House right across the street. Right across the street, that Waffle House right on the corner. You know what I'm talking about. Right on the corner. We would go to that Waffle House all the time. I get the All-Star special, get the cheesy
Facts.
eggs. You know what I mean? So I would do that and it would just be a good time. So I remember having
For sure.
those type of memories in college um at that particular place at Kennesaw State. It's still a special place. I try to go back to at least 1 to 2 games because I go visit my mom's is still in Georgia, so I was trying to go visit her at least 1 to 2 times. I will be coming to a football game this year for sure because obviously our football team's doing pretty good, and then when I'm there for football, hopefully I could be there for basketball too. That'd be amazing. But yes, I try to go there at least once or twice as an alumni to a game for sure, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that. Now we have reached the portion of my podcast, BT, that we are going to play my interactive game called This or That. It is a game that I like to play with all of my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm gonna throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather go in, sit down, and eat at? Longhorn Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse?
Probably Longhorn.
Oh, Longhorn. Okay. Okay. I'm with you on that. All right. Okay. When it comes to chicken wings, which of these two flavors would you rather have on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Barbecue.
Okay. When it comes to wings, do you want your wings wet or dry?
Either one. Either one is fine. Probably dry though.
Okay. When it comes to wings, do you want your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Okay. Are you a dipper? Do you dip it into ranch or are you just somebody that likes to eat a dry wing?
I just eat it straight up.
I like it. Okay. I can't complain about that. I can't complain about that at all. I love that. I love that. Now, these next 5 questions, Byron, have to do with music concerts that you rather attend. They're going to get harder as we go, just for a disclaimer. Okay. So here we go. The first one is, which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
Drake.
Okay, going with Drizzy. Did you like any of the 3 albums that he dropped?
I haven't had a chance to listen to all of them, but Iceman so far, it's all right. It's all right. I like it.
Okay, there's a song called WNBA on the Habibi. I think Habiti, his Habiti album. WNBA, I actually like that one. That one was pretty good. Okay, out of these two artists, which music concert would you rather go see? Lil Wayne or J. Cole?
J. Cole.
Okay, my man. Okay, I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you on that. All right. This one pretty much is here for, I would say, date night. You and your girlfriend, okay? Which music artist would you rather take her to see? Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna. She's a big Ariana Grande fan, so I'm just say Ariana Grande.
I got you. I got you. Okay. All right. That's what's up. I love that. Now, back to R&B. I'm going to this concert. I got my tickets already. Cannot wait for these two artists. Looking forward to it. But which artist would you rather go see? Usher or Chris Brown?
Probably Usher.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Now, most people that I've asked that question to, Byron, pick Breezy, but you picking Usher. I like that. I like that. That's what's up. All right. There might be another concert you probably try to slide into. Because let me tell you something. That's going to be big time. That's going to be epic. Those two. No question about it. Okay. All right. Last of the concerts. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see, I'm going to say Kanye West, or would you rather see Jay-Z?
Kanye.
Now, I would be with you if we talk about college dropout Kanye. If we talking about, graduation Kanye. If we talking about that. But if we talking about Yeezus, oh hell no. No, I ain't about to check out Kanye with Yeezus. I can't do it. Can't do it with that. For
I
sure.
get that. I get it.
For sure. 100%. Now, let me switch back to sports. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch baseball or hockey?
Probably baseball.
Okay. Which sport of these two would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Bowling.
Are you a good
Easy.
bowler?
I'm all right. Not the best, but
Okay.
I'm okay. I just got to get my technique down a bit more.
Okay, now, cause listen, BT, I can throw that thing. I can bowl now. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. And ain't many sports I can do anymore. I'm a little up there. I'm in my 30s now. I can't do a whole lot anymore. But bowling I can do a little something for sure. All right, I'm with
For
you on that.
sure.
I'm with you on that. Do you like desserts?
For sure.
Okay, I'm going to name 4 categories of desserts. You have to choose one of these that you're going to get rid of that you'll never eat again. So here we go. The first dessert is cookies. That's the category. The second category is ice cream. The third category is candy. The last category is group together. So it's cake/pies. Which one are you getting rid of?
Cakes and pies.
Okay. Now let me ask you, what is your favorite ice cream flavor to eat?
Cookies and cream.
Stop it. Are you serious? That's my favorite.
Vanilla
No, seriously, that's my
and
favorite flavor.
cookies and cream.
That is my favorite flavor. For sure.
It's dope.
1000%. Wow.
I know Ale House has a really good ice cream too, though. The Captain Jack's ice cream. It's got like Heath Bar in it and some other chocolate bits or whatever it is in there. So, but standard, I'd probably say vanilla and cookies and cream for sure.
Yeah, my second one is chocolate chip cookie dough. That's my second favorite, but
Yeah,
um
that one too.
I became a cookies and cream fan because my mother actually made me a cookies and cream fan. So she would buy the Neapolitan ice cream in a tub. She used to do that growing up. And people that don't know what Neapolitan is, what I say, that's 3 flavors in one. So you have chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. And then she would buy Oreos on the side. So what I would do is I would scoop up about 2-3 scoops of the vanilla ice cream, put it in a bowl. I would grab about 5-6 Oreos, and I would crush the Oreos in a bowl, and I would eat cookies and cream like that. I would crush them like that. So she said she got tired of me taking all the Oreos because she used to want to eat the Oreos herself. So she started buying me cookies and cream ice cream. so
Sheesh.
So that's how I got on it. That's how I got on cookies and cream. So yeah, shout out to obviously my mom as well for doing that. I love it. It's amazing. Okay. Do you like potato chips?
Yes.
Okay. Same format. We're gonna name 4
Okay.
brands. You have to choose one of these brands to get rid of. So here we go. The first brand is Doritos. The second brand is Lay's. The third brand is Pringles. The last brand is Ruffles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Buy Ruffles.
Oh my gosh. BT, what the hell? How do you get rid of the worst chip? How do you get rid of that chip? That's the worst chip to get rid of, by the way. I'm saying the best chip. How you get rid of the best chip? Okay. If we going into a grocery store, you and I say, Byron, go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip. What are you buying?
Either the barbecue baked lays or the sweet chili Doritos.
Okay. Well, I can't be mad at either one of those flavors because both of those flavors are fire. No question. They're good. They're real good. So you got good taste in chips. You just got poor taste in Ruffles for whatever reason. I don't know why. Because let me tell you something. That barbecue and cheddar, that BBQ Ruffles and cheddar chip, boy, that's on point. That's a very good chip.
Uh-huh.
No question. No question. It's my favorite chip. That's the chip I will go by for sure. No question. And listen, you did very good on this or that, except your Ruffles take. But other than that, you did very good, my boy. And I appreciate it. I love it. I love it. No doubt. Now,
For
this
sure.
next question that I have for you is called Bucket List. The reason why it's called Bucket List is because I want you to speak this into existence. I want you to give me 4 events or a top 4 of 4 events or stories that you would like to do in your sports journalism career that you haven't done yet.
Mm, hmm. I would say I want to interview Kevin Durant. I've talked to him before. He's my favorite player, and I told him that. But just keeping it professional though. Be like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I told KD he's my favorite player. And thanked him, for everything he's done for basketball. But I'd probably say interviewing Kevin Durant or Steph Curry and winning an ESPY award. Mm, covering the Super Bowl
Mm,
and I don't really know. Argue with Stephen A.
I feel that. That's definitely two of my goals up there. Yeah, no question about it. ESPY Award, arguing with Stephen A. Byron, I could tell you right now, if you ever get the privilege, which you just might, because in 2028, the Super Bowl is in Atlanta, Georgia. No question about that. So you just might. But if you ever get the privilege of covering a Super Bowl, you're going to be absolutely just amazed. I was blessed enough to go to New Orleans a couple of years ago and cover the Super Bowl. Media week was insane. There's 6,500 of us there, and there's
Golly.
quite a bit of people, bro. They're all around on the field. We're all scattered around like ants. You talk about ESPN, NFL Network, all the local stations there, all the overseas people is there. And here's the format. So what you normally see on Monday opening night, which is the opening night of the Super Bowl, you see players on the podium and coaches on the podium. What the people don't see is the other 40 plus players that's walking around in the same place that the media is walking around. So they're walking around, we're talking to them, we're asking them questions because we can't get to the star players because everybody trying to get to the star players to interview them. So that was a treat. That was something that I didn't realize before because you just don't see that on TV. Another thing I didn't realize is every year they have a media party. The media party that particular year was hosted by Master P in New Orleans. And not only was the media party hosted by Master P, they had different stations where you can go pick up food. So it was the first time in my life I ever had jambalaya, gumbo, alligator, um, just all kinds of stuff. They even had a donut burger. Now, I didn't try the donut burger. I didn't try it. I'm not going to lie to you on that. But they had Cajun chicken food. They had Cajun trucks. They had a band playing outside. And they had unlimited drinks. Bro, you can get drinks unlimited. And I'm not talking about soda. I'm talking about the good stuff in a bottle. Okay? I'm talking about that Hennessy. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They had some good stuff.
Oh, sheesh.
Yes, it was good. And it was 4 of us that went. We all had a good time. But it was so crazy, bro, because being there at the media parties, the opening night, and when you go to the convention center, because they have it at convention center in the daytime, when you talk about Super Bowl Radio Row, and you're seeing people like Shador Sanders walk past you. You see how big Cam Newton is in person, and some of these football players. And you're meeting some people. Got a chance to meet Jerome Bettis, bro. That was crazy meeting him. I was like, do you know who you are? I actually said that to him, and he started laughing. I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, you're the bus, like for real, bro. Like that's just you'll just have the time of your life. So I really hope you do get a chance to cover a Super Bowl, especially since it's going to be there in Atlanta, Georgia, in 2028. That would be absolutely insane. I think you would just be absolutely amazed at what goes on. And we talking about Atlanta. If New Orleans was fired up, can you imagine what Atlanta's going to be? So, no question. I think that'd be pretty cool.
For sure.
I want to ask you about advice again. And this is, I know I came back to it. I want to ask you about advice, but now I want to ask you, what is some advice that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Mm, I would say to run my own race. I think I said that earlier, but it rings true though, because I've been told it quite a bit just to run my own race. And I always say, like, I'll be this age at this point. I turned 27 in June,
Okay.
and it's like, I want to have a full-time job in sports media or in my degree field of, sports management or something like that by a certain time. And just me feeling so behind and just being like, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta have a full-time job, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I have to achieve all these things and everything, and just have these things done by a certain time, and me feeling so behind, and people have told me like, hey, bro, you've met this person or you've interviewed this person, you've done this and this and this, like
Mm-hmm.
you should be happy, and I am. It's just that I just feel so behind, and I'll look at other things on social media and see all these people getting these full-time jobs in sports media or
Yep.
sports in general, and rightfully so, of course I cheer them on, but it's just like, I'm like, dang, I got to do better, and just feeling behind and everything, and even though I've accomplished so much in a short period of time, it's like, dang, well, I got to have this and I got to have that, I got to do this, I got to do that, but I've been told just to run my own race and not look at the external things and just focus on me getting better and just continue to grind. It's just kind of tough just because, I think the hardest thing is just dealing with all the rejection, even applying to different colleges to transfer. I remember I kept all the rejection letters that colleges sent me, and or I kept a lot of the rejection emails that jobs sent me and everything. And I remember times being like disappointed and discouraged at a certain job, didn't want to interview me or rejected my job application. And I'm like, dang, I couldn't even get an interview. Like, I feel like I deserve that much, or
Right.
at least a conversation.
Right.
But, and so I just probably say just that's just been the hardest thing, and just grinding. And it kind of, being a former athlete, or I play a lot of flag football now, so I even say current athlete. I just kind of have like a chip on my shoulder to where it's like, I want to prove that I can do well with these different jobs as I've done before and things like that, and just just having a chip on my shoulder just to show like these people like, hey, I can do this. So just being motivated by that, but again, just running my own race and just not looking at the externals and just kind of focusing on me, and just getting better and controlling what I can control because I can't control anything else. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate that transparency. I
proud of
really
you.
do. And thank you for being open and honest because it's a natural feeling. All of us have it, including myself. We've all had it at some point where we've been like, well, damn, man. I mean, again, why he is getting that? Why am I not getting that? Am I not doing enough? Congratulations. No question. You don't want to hate on someone's success, but at the same time, you also envy it because you know that that's where you want to be and that's what you want to do. And it's real easy to be able to look at that person and be like, man, I want to do what they're doing. I feel like I should be at this point. But everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own story, and everybody has their own path. Some people take longer than others, and it's real easy to try to compare people, and you just don't want to do that because you'll go crazy doing it because you never know when your turn is going to come up. You never know when your opportunity is going to come up, because sometimes it may sneak up on you out of nowhere. The grind is part of the beauty of the process, and people that are in it in sports journalism, BT, they know what I'm talking about. So you know what I'm talking about. People that are on the outside really don't. The grind is something that is just something that it's a part of the process, but it's also the beauty of the process, because you feel like once you hitting your grind, once you are putting in the work, that eventually it will turn over and it will blossom into something. And with this industry especially, as I've learned, being in it for about 9 years now, it's a combination of things, of where it's not just about your resume and not just about your portfolio, but it's definitely about who you know and what you can do as far as networking goes. And placing yourself in a position to where you be like, you know what, I know so and so, I talk to so and so knows my work and stuff like that. I love the fact that you're writing. I love the fact that you're grinding. I love the fact that you're doing different things like your own podcast and creating your own content. I also love the fact that you're being open. Yes, it's okay to be discouraged. It is. But you just need those reminders of, bro, you are good enough. You're great at what you do. And it's not just me saying it. It's been others that's saying it. Like I said, I've been following you for some time. I know the work you're putting in. I know you are. And there's others that know it too. It's just a matter of, when you do get that opportunity, is it the right fit for BT? Right? Because that's also a point too. You probably get opportunities shooting at you from left, right, up, down, whatever. But is it the right fit for you? And that's the choice that you're just going to have to make for yourself. And I'm excited to see exactly what is going to transpire for you, because in a year's time, I would love to have you back on here, and it may look a whole hell of a lot different for you than what it's looking like right now, which is great. So it's encouraging to see not only you in sports journalism, but someone of the same pigmentation, someone of the same ethnic background. You do not see a lot of us in sports journalism. You just don't. And I've been on a local level, and I don't see a lot of women, and I don't see a lot of African American males. And that's calling a spade a spade. You just don't see it. And I love to see it, because we need more. We need more of that. And we need more people that are passionate about storytelling. And I feel that's what you are. And if anybody has read your work, you obviously are very talented in the writing. And I know I've read it. And I know others have too. So I appreciate you, bro. I really do. And I appreciate you coming on here to the podcast and talking about your why, and talking about your story, and talking about what you do. I hope that nothing but continued success in what you do and what you're doing. And I want to end it on this, and I'm going to end it on some rapid fire. And the reason why I'm going to end it on rapid fire is because, typically I like to ask my guests, throw out some questions. It's a little bit different than this or that. This or that, I'm giving you one or the other. Rapid fire is the first thing that comes to your mind. So the first thing that comes to your mind, based upon these questions, let's get ready to rock and roll. Okay? So, pancakes or waffles? Chicken or ribs?
Waffles.
Juice or soda?
Chicken. I'd probably say juice, but if it's a
I'm
soda,
with you on that.
zero
It's the only
sugar.
soda I drink too. I feel it. Okay. Favorite TV series on television or Netflix TV show?
Ooh, The
Yeah,
Rookie,
I'm a huge.
and All
Okay,
American.
I'm definitely a huge Rookie fan. One of my favorite songs was Cop Duty, the Cop Duty song, Arrest Me. You know what I'm talking about, right?
For
Yes,
sure,
one
for
of my
sure.
favorite songs that he came up with, for sure. Okay, favorite card game. Okay, favorite
Uno.
board game.
Mm,
I
bingo
like that. I
or
like bingo.
Monopoly.
Okay, my man. That's what's up. Favorite alcoholic drink?
I don't drink really, but
Okay,
probably a shot of
I will
tequila.
ask you this then. Favorite non-alcoholic drink? I'm with
Probably a
you on
Coke
that.
Zero or a
Yeah,
Gatorade
I'm
Zero or
huge
something like
into
that.
Coke Zero and Cherry Coke Zero. I'm huge into that. Okay, no doubt. Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite sandwich?
Any
Okay.
type of chicken sandwich.
If you had a choice to choose three more people plus you, so a total of four, so three people, to go on vacation with, where would you go and who would you take? Now, Byron, before you select, you can choose family, friends, or celebrities, or a combination of all three.
Mm, if I could go on vacation with anybody, uh, I've been on vacation types with family before. I've been on vacation with my girlfriend and her family before. So other than them, I'd probably say I'll go vacation with. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mm, probably some people who like to have fun.
Okay.
Probably like Odell Beckham Jr. Probably
Okay.
like Eli Manning. He's pretty funny out here.
Kevin
Uh,
Durant?
mm, yeah, yeah. They seem like they go to like a lot of cool places. Maybe Drake.
Okay. Now, where would you go?
So, mm, probably somewhere out of the country. Maybe like Turks and Caicos. They like to talk
Oh,
about
oh,
that in their rap songs a
oh.
lot.
I
So,
like that. Turks and Caicos. Okay, that'd be pretty dope. Now, if you were stranded on an island and you were listening to three artists or three songs on repeat that you would never get tired of, who are the three artists or three songs that you would choose?
Drake, J. Cole. Mm, I don't know who that third artist is.
Okay,
Maybe
that's
Travis
nice. I
Scott.
like those three. No doubt. I like those three. Let me ask you. If there was another position in journalism that you would do outside of being a journalist or a writer, what position would that be? Like if there was like maybe if you wanted to work with a team or if you wanted to do another uh position outside of just write or whether you want to produce, direct, anchor, report, what would you do?
Anything being on TV
Mm.
talking sports. Probably like ESPN or something or Fox Sports. I want to be on like those morning shows where they do all the debating and
Okay,
everything.
okay.
That's what I
Now,
want to
now,
do.
mind you, okay. Well, let's do a practice trial run real quick. We'll pause on rapid fire. Let's do a practice trial run. Now, your take. Okay, I want you to give me your take. Now, the NFL schedule has dropped. I want you to give me your take on what was the biggest free agent signing this past particular free agency that you think is going to help the team benefit the most.
Hmm, that's a good one. Ah, biggest free agent
Yeah.
signing so far. It's gonna benefit a team the most. Hmm, I'd probably say the
Mm.
Raiders signing Kirk Cousins. I think that'll work wonders for Fernando Mendoza's development. And so I don't want to go with like the coolest signing, but something that will really benefit a team right
I
now.
like that.
That's
I
probably what I would
do.
say.
I actually like that. I was in a toss up person because the two came to my mind immediately. First was Mike Evans to the 49ers. I thought that was a big time signing for them because they lost Juwan Jennings to the Vikings, number one. But number two, now they have a big time receiver that can obviously occupy, he's going to have to occupy at least one corner for sure, probably a double team. As big as he is, he'll open up Pearsall, he'll open up Kittle, he'll open up some of the other receivers on that team, the Bournes, the Robinsons, but it also will free up McCaffrey as well on that team. I do like Mike Evans signing to that team, but I also like Trent McDuffie going to the Rams. I thought that trade was very good for the Rams because the Rams was a cornerback away from getting to the Super Bowl, pretty much. Because they could score on Seattle pretty much at will, but they couldn't stop them. Now they got the big time cornerback on their side. I think that Trent McDuffie being one of the better cornerbacks, they're going to need him. And with the Super Bowl being in Inglewood this next season, it's almost fitting that the Rams will possibly get there and be one of the teams that will get there for sure. Because the last time they was in the Super Bowl, it was in Inglewood against the Bengals. So, yeah, I think those two for sure, for sure. Okay, let's do this one. Basketball. We got the Western Conference Finals going on. Oklahoma City just took a 2-1 lead. Okay, they were down 15-0 to start the game yesterday, and then outscored the Spurs by 30 points the rest of the way. Talk to me about Game 4. Give me your analysis of what you think Game 4 is going to be like.
I think game four will be won
Hmm,
by San Antonio, but it'll be a close one. It'll be a close one. I think Oklahoma City takes it serious. I think that Oklahoma City's done a good job of really taking advantage of the
for
time
sure.
that Wemby's not on the court. And so they're really making the most of, okay, when Wemby's not on the court, we really got to get it together because when he's on the court, he's the most dominant person out there. And so I think they've done a good job of that. But I'd probably say whoever wins between the Spurs and OKC, they'll probably win the championship also.
I'm definitely 90% sure with you. I don't know about that last take because the New York Knicks are playing absolutely on fire right now. And the one team that I think that could match up with either Spurs or the Thunder is the Knicks because of their pace and space and the way that they can shoot the ball. However, I do like your Wemby off the court take. They seem like a completely different team when Wemby is not on the court. Anybody have seen the Spurs play? They do not play the same when Wemby's off of the court. But what's also troubling to me is De'Aaron Fox. I think that's the most troubling thing for me. He's not
Hurt.
100% healthy. And it's showing because without him and his aggressiveness on the court, the Spurs are lacking a really dominant ball handler because Castle is not a natural point guard, in my opinion. And it's showing in this series. He's turning over the ball a lot. And they're not exploiting what they could exploit because Chet has not really even played this series. He hasn't really played very well this series. And the bench has been killing it. I mean, you got Wallace, you got Joe, you got Caruso coming off the bench, Jalen Williams, and McCain, of all people, which the Sixers gave away. They gave him away for a bag of cheese doodles. I mean, they just gave him to OKC. I mean, that's crazy. But he's been killing it for sure. So I think the bench for me and the De'Aaron Fox injury, I'm gonna take OKC in Game 4. I think they go up 3-1 in this series because I just think that the killer instinct now needs to lock in for OKC. I don't think they should go back to OKC 2-2 because that's kind of scary for sure, no question. Okay, okay, all right. I like that. I had to pause that. Now I'm gonna ask you two more for the rapid fire, and that is the sport you would dominate in if you played it today outside of football.
Hmm. Dominate. Mm, I feel like if I really worked hard at it and really took the time, I think I'd be really good at baseball if I really just took the time to get better at it. But other than that, I say probably esports,
Okay.
probably
Are
playing
you
Call
a
of
Modern
Duty.
Warfare or Black Ops guy? Okay, I got you. I
Modern
got you. I
Warfare,
love it. I love it.
easy.
Okay, yeah, I'm a huge COD fan, huge COD fan, no question about that. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the best because I certainly ain't. People be killing me all the time, right to left. Ain't no doubt about that. But I do like playing the game. I'm more so of a 2K Madden guy. That's me right there. So I definitely play those for sure, no question. Now, I gotta ask the opposite of this to end on rapid fire, and that is, what sport would you play today that you would absolutely suck in?
Pickleball,
Did you say pickleball? Oh, oh, okay. Well,
for sure.
listen, I understand. My sport would definitely be hockey. I can't skate worth a damn. That's just I cannot skate. I can't roller skate or ice skate. So hockey will be bad. No question about that. That's for sure. This has been an enlightening conversation, BT, of again, knowing about your why, who you are, what you're about, and what you do. I'm looking forward to seeing your future endeavors. I wish you nothing but continued success again, brother. As a Kennesaw State owl, from one owl to another, I hope that you have a wonderful holiday weekend. Thank you for bearing with me on this late night podcast and coming on my podcast. Work hard, play harder, man. I really appreciate it.
Likewise, I appreciate it, and thank you for the kind words and the words of encouragement. It means a
No
lot.
doubt,
I
man.
needed
Keep
that.
going, keep striving. I'm paying attention. Many others are. Keep doing your thing. The grind never stops. Okay. Take care. Godspeed. Peace.
For sure. Likewise. Peace.